then just wait for the plastics come, put the plastics on. Tommy's going to have to send us the graphics and use that seat cover. Welcome to Docwob TV on the barrage of videos we're doing on the run up to VMXdN Foxhill. This is one of our favourite builds. It's a 1994 YZ250 done out in all Chesterfield colours. We built these back in maybe 2010 for Mike Brown, because we put Mike Brown out on a 500 because that's what everybody was doing. The fast guys were riding 500s and he didn't really like it. He couldn't have the corner speed. So in between races we were chitty chatting. He still won because that's Brownie, but I said, if we build you a good 250, would you go quicker? Oh yeah. And in fairness, he did. So we built him these, and now most people are playing catch up. So a lot of the fast guys are now on 250s because they can ride them more aggressive and wind them on. And a good 250 is probably quicker than a okay 500, because I don't know good 500s, they're all fucking awful. So we've basically got 4 of these in bits, left over from 2010, 2011, I think it was, when we built the 1 year black Chesterfields for Brownie and Tedesco and all the other guys, and the following year we did white ones, which I actually prefer. The plan was to build 4 bikes, 4 spares. We just ran out of time. So this is one of the spare bikes from then, which had already got the frame done, the wheels already built. So we had a bit of a head start. So this is one of my favourite builds, I must admit. They are very cool. There's a lot going on. They're miles away from stock, but you know, they're a cool build. Like, you know, we start with the wheels, we SM Pro billet hubs, YZF. The disc we actually get made because you cannot buy that diameter disc that's not wavy looking and not look goofy looking modern. So we actually make the discs 240 rear, 270 front. They were crazy expensive to make. Our own billet linkage, swing arm gets the lug cut off, usual thing with a rear brake, YZF rear brake carrier, runs a slightly more modern brake, means it works, and then lace it up, gold rim, Michelin tyres, usual thing. Subframe, these had a tie subframe, but we just can't find them, and we're not going to make them, so we just powder coat the subframe silver to look a bit more titanium than stock. Black frame, got the lugs on for the skid plate. We make a little case guard, lugs on for that as well. Because these are so old, there's quite a lot of repair work on the frame before you start, so you're into quite a bit of work before you can even start bolting it together. Our alley tank with the vents for the cool clean air into the airbox, very cool. Bigger radiators, JSV cone pipe, billet clutch, magnesium clutch case. Martin the engineer tightens all this up so this doesn't baggy around, doesn't jingle jangle when you fire it up. Our own triple clamps, Öhlins forks and shock. Oh, these should have really, by rights, Öhlins conventionals on, but good luck finding those and not having to mortgage them up when you do. So we put the upside down Öhlins, which are slightly easier to find. So Yamaha fitment, YZF forks, Öhlins, 24mm offset triple clamp, our own bar mount, YZF front brake, so it'll actually stop. 1 year with Brownie, we melted 4 brakes on the weekend. That wasn't a fun weekend, but not everybody rides a bike like him. Slightly more modern wiser 2-stroke foot pegs. Everything's every titanium nut and bolt, everything's been done to this. All plastic. Frank does a mega job with the graphics. They look really good, even down to the grippy top, and then the suede on the side for the knee braces. Like I say, JSV cone pipe, JSV stinger end cap, just to keep it era correct. These things just look ace. They run really well because back in the day, according to Dubak, who developed these Yamahas, from 93, 94 onwards, they've mellowed out the bikes. So if you're a pro rider, the 93, 94 is the strongest motor. So when you got the likes of Brownie and all that, winding it on, wringing its neck, it performs really well for them. So the cylinders are actually stock, good fuel, good jetting. The jetting on these is really sensitive because it's a Mikuni carb. The key-ins are much less sensitive to temperature, altitude. The key-in, the Mikuni, is more sensitive. You get it working right, it works ace, but you're changing jetting every time he rides it. So that's a ball ache. And obviously new reeds. The following year on the black bikes, Brownie was doing a set of reeds every time he rode the bike. So 6-lap race, the reeds were knackered. So I don't know how he ever made them last a Grand Prix back in the day. Engineers over here. Where's my coffee anyway?
I thought you wanted me to come in.
No. So when we ran these with Mike Brown and Tedesco and a few other guys, we had carburation issues like you wouldn't believe. Not only was he sucking reeds through every time he rode it, in fact, maybe we did 2 races on a reed, but that's still only 12 laps to make it sound like it lasted. His mechanic was there from Rinaldi because he used to race these in like 2000, 2001 with Rinaldi, and he gives it, how are the reeds lasting? So obviously it's not a new problem. Also, he was complaining along the fast top straight that the bikes felt lean. Well, what it was running out of fuel because the fuel can't go into the carb fast enough for the speed that he's sucking it out because he's on the gas. So we had to run a bigger float bowl, which is basically a big Boyson float bowl. They're hard to find nowadays, but we had them on the race bikes and we had to jet it. We couldn't jet it too lean to try and save the fuel because that would have seized. We were worried he was on the gas and there wasn't enough oil getting in because the oil comes in with the petrol. That would have seized. So we had a fine line between making it too rich so it wouldn't seize for the heat. But he was hard on them. I mean, but we learned a lot and we got through all the races, luckily. And so now we can build these to much the same spec. So there's quite a bit going on the back end. AFAM sprocket, again, not easy to find. AFAM chain, we've done the hub and all that stuff, the tyres. These we've replicated. You couldn't buy them anymore, so we just have them copied, so we've got those in stock. The linkage was a big one. Now on the production bike of this, they had a really weird linkage progression, like they'd be really supple on the bottom and then it hit like hitting a brick wall before it'd go through the stroke. So factory Yamaha developed a different linkage. It required you to run a slightly longer shock, which is what we've done. And we then, instead of just having the one linkage and selling it, we copied it. So we do have the Yamaha factory spec linkage on this, and we have them on the shelf. They're ever so cool. And it does make the back end work much more like a modern bike and works much more predictable because you'd be sitting on it and then it would just be like so harsh in the mid-stroke. But now it's much more linear. New, like I say, YZ pegs, new gear lever, magnesium ignition cover, every part of the engine brand new, plated, new bearings, new hub, new clutch, new rod kit, new piston, everything in there's new. So lucky customer should be good to go on this next week. So as you can see, I'm running the new Torque Moto t-shirt. We've had a collaboration with Kex. So Kex are now doing the event VMXdN, also the Farleigh Castle merchandise. So they're, you know, better quality, slightly more expensive, but not a lot. So they're making the caps, the shirts for them events. They're also doing the new Docwob line and the new Torque Moto. So everything that comes out of here will have a Kex sticker on it because we work closely with Ed and Tommy. So happy days. So this is the latest build. We'll show you all the VMXdN race bikes in the next episode or shortly. This one's going to go final nut and bolt, bit of safety wire and a few finishing off touches. Make sure there's all fluids in it, brakes are bled, everything works properly. We'll run it through a heat cycle for the customer just to make sure that she doesn't get hot or anything silly happens. So everything that we make is available previously on eBay shop and a little bit of a Shopify thing we had, but now we've put everything into one place. So docwob.com is all new website. Everything's on there, from the events, from the titanium, from all the parts we make, the builds we've done. So we've had it all put into one place. Looks a lot when you see it in one place, in fairness. It's not quite scary. You're thinking, Jesus, when do we have a day off? Well, we don't. So docwob.com is going to be a e-commerce site as well, so it will have the stuff that we make. We are loading it as we speak with all the products we make. We don't really order much in from other people. That's not what we do. Other people can do that. But we're only going to be putting stuff on there which we make ourselves, or we get made, or we commission. So if you get 5 minutes, have a little look. Everything's on there. It's pretty impressive when you see it all, with what teams we're running, what races they've won, how many world championships we've won with those guys. The titanium stuff's flat out. We've got a few exciting things happening in the future with events and the titanium stuff, so always pushing on, trying to make new products, and by building bikes like this we can showcase what we make. So like and subscribe, have a look at the website docwob.com. Everything's on there, updated with the Docwob TV, the Torque Moto stuff, the event stuff, titanium. The only thing that's not on there is like the used parts. We're going to remain with eBay with that stuff, but the website will be all ours. So if you get 10 minutes, have a little look. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe, everything, it really helps. And we'll see you at Foxhill.